right, scum, listen up. This is the Maxx Wasteland pirate radio station, complete with dual tape deck for listening to, recording, and copying your favorite cassettes in the waste, complete with AM, FM radio. No one's broadcasting, but you never know. Maybe someone else out there has a Maxx. This puppy comes fully loaded with all the features, complete with large frisbee player. Also plays the small frisbees with the flick of a switch. That's right, it even plays the small shiny frisbees that you find out there in the wasteland. This sumbitch is all you need for a good time, complete with built-in stereo woofers. And if you're trying to be quiet while you're making a baby in your fist, plug in some headphones so you don't disturb the neighbors. Not into the old school? Hey, new school guy. Got yourself a computer, some sort of handheld device? Plug it in this mini USB. Play your music through there. Also, input for whatever you want to plug it into. That's right, this sumbitch is mobile. Look how small it is. Pick this up, put it in your car. If you still got a radio in it, plug it into the AUX jack. Wasteland radio on the go. Guess what? This sumbitch ain't just local. Want all your friends to listen to your music? Got something important to say? Plug in this super new age technology right there, and this sumbitch will transmit. That's right. Turn your Wasteland radio into that Wasteland radio station. You get about 1,000 feet transmitting range, but that should be enough to cover your camp. Just keep in mind, if raiders hear that, they're going to know you're close by, so keep your gun on hand at all times. So, get yourself a Maxx Wasteland pirate radio station today, impress your friends, and make the Wastelands a rockin' place again. Seriously though, this build may have taken a while, but this is a very powerful tool. I want to tell you all about it, okay? It'll do everything I just talked about, but so much more, okay? It has 2 cassette decks. That allows you to play, record, and copy cassettes. It has a 45 player and a 33 player for records and a CD player, as well as the FM and AM radio on it. So you can listen from all those sources, but you can also record from all those sources as well. Now, because this is a home stereo at its core, obviously we put the speakers in the side, so you can listen to this without having to lug around additional speakers. So that makes it nice and portable for you. This is all you need right here. However, if you want to hang additional speakers in your abandoned bus, your van down by the river, or in your command tent, you can just add speaker wire and run speakers out, set up a surround sound, or hang them up in a tree, whatever you want to do. Now, right now we have the CD player plugged in the inputs in the back, but you could very easily plug in a VHS player, a DVD player, or a Blu-ray player and play the audio through this unit. Now you can play it locally with the speakers that are on here, or if you need to be quiet, maybe raiders are sneaking around, or you just don't want to wake anyone else up, plug into the headphone jack with your headphones and just listen to it on your own. Of course there's no video, but at least you got the audio to check out. Now, if you do that, you can also record that onto cassette if you would choose to. So, pretty cool stuff. Now, that doesn't even begin to talk about this FM transmitter. Now, on here, we have a mini USB and an auxiliary jack on there. With the mini USB, that means you can plug in your laptop, your phone, your tablet, your MP3 player, whatever you have that's mini USB can plug into here. And that'll allow you to listen through this unit, and you can use headphones or the local speakers, or if you have surround sound, you can basically run a party through this. However, because this is a mini USB and this will be plugged into a dedicated power source, it'll actually charge devices through it as well. So I think you're starting to see how powerful of a unit this really is. Now, if you DJ off your laptop or something, you plug in this mini USB, guess what? You can DJ right through here. The auxiliary jack, anything that runs on auxiliary, you can plug into there. So if you have additional CD players or something you need to plug in, you can plug them in through there. But that means that this sucker's also mobile. Take this son of a bitch, throw it in the passenger seat of your car, buckle it in. Guess what? Now you can listen to records while you drive around the waste. Okay? Pretty cool stuff. Now, that's not even talking about the FM transmitting capability. Now, This can transmit on any FM station. Earlier I mentioned I got this board specifically because it has a display on it. Now, I was going to make one, but I couldn't make it with the display. And the display is very important to be able to tell what station you're on. I usually have this set on 87.5 since I've been doing my testing. However, cars only go down to 87.7. So if you want to run a little covert, keep it on to 87.5. If you want to listen to in your car something, you're going to have to bump it up to 87.7 or another station that doesn't have something already being broadcast on it. Now, this will get, when I tested it, about 2 city blocks. So I'm going to say about 1,000 feet, okay? And this hilly around here, that's with obstructions, and that's with this sitting inside the garage here. So I think that that's pretty damn good range. If you had this in an open field or someplace with no obstructions and it was flat, I bet you get much better distance out of it. Now, what this will allow you to do, everything we just talked about, whether you're watching Star Wars on VHS, whether you're playing an old 45, whether you're playing a cassette, whether you're just talking into the microphone, or whether you're DJing through your laptop, you can transmit it all through the FM stations so that anyone with an FM radio tuned into the right station can listen. Okay, that's how awesome this is. So if you have this set up at your Wasteland camp, you have this set up on the battlefield or whatever, not only can you all listen to music that's being played, you can also place commands through it. So let's use a practical example instead of a LARP example. So you have a hunting camp. You're in the middle of nowhere. You have this plugged into your generator, okay? You can listen to radio wherever you are, probably within 1,000 or more feet of where you're located. Now, if you plug this into a bigger antenna, you probably get better range. So that means you can be out your hunting stand, you have earphone in, just listen to some music while you're waiting. If you're out cutting wood, a little bit away from camp, you're out on your ATVs or whatever, you can still be listening to whatever music you want to play through this while you're doing all of those activities. Say dinner's ready, all you have to do is have someone come on here, pop on the mic and say, hey, come on back to camp, dinner's done. Right through the FM radio. How cool is that? You don't need a walkie-talkie, you can just broadcast it right on out. Now, as far as from a gaming standpoint, if you're playing a post-apocalyptic LARP, how cool is this to have in your NPC shack, or how cool is this to have in your tavern or whatever you have set up, so that someone can be basically DJing the whole time, and anyone that happens to have the radio in-game can be checking this stuff out. You can send out important information, you can drop, plot hints, whatever you want to do, you can use this for. So, like I said, it's very awesome for gaming, very good for, if you do like airsoft paintball or something, probably cool for that as well, but practical use as well. If mankind ever falls, I will definitely have one of these. The only downside, as I mentioned, is because it's limited range, if someone does pick up your station, they're going to know you're close. So be prepared for that. Hopefully they're friendlies, but you never know. Now for the disclaimer. I'm in the US, there's laws. Wherever you are, there's probably laws. This does not have enough power, I believe, to really break any laws. However, I'm not going to be firing this up, stepping over stations that already exist, and broadcasting 24 hours a day from my house, okay? I did this very limited for the test in my area. The rest of the time, this will be used either in a desert, a wooded setting, or basically someplace where there's no other people, okay? That's why I say if you have a hunting camp, or you have a bug out location where there's basically no one around, or if you're gaming and you're like in a park or something where there's no other radio, this is a good place to use this, okay? Downtown major city, not a good place to use this, okay? Someone's gonna get in trouble. Check your local laws, okay? This may very well be illegal for you. Now, you can still make it if you want to, but I'm just saying, if you power it up, that's on you, okay? So check your laws, but very cool thing to have, whether you're a gamer, prepper, whatever you're trying to do. Awesome, awesome unit. The FM transmitter is just such a small thing. Even if you don't do the whole radio setup, if you get one of those, it's still a pretty cool device to have. I know this video is running a little long, but I wanted to showcase how awesome of a device this was. I've not seen anything like it. If you decide to build one yourself, I would love to see a response video. I would love to see how yours turns out. You don't have to integrate the speakers. You don't have to integrate the FM transmitter. In fact, you can take the FM transmitter, plug in a battery pack, and just plug it into the headphone jack, and that's all you have to do to basically have the same project, okay? This Wasteland aesthetic, you do not have to do, obviously, if you're a prepper or you're doing it for a hunting camp or something. The only thing I ask is that you do check your local laws, figure out what you're allowed and not allowed to do. This is a very low power setup, so I don't think you're gonna run into any problems. Like I said, if you're using it at a hunting camp or some place where there's no people around, you should probably be able to run it and be okay. Just don't step on any other frequencies. If you like this video, please take a minute to click like and subscribe to my channel. I have a lot more cool projects like this coming down the line. And as always, adventure on. And now, to play something that my great grandpappy passed on down to my grandpappy, who passed it down to my pappy, who passed it down to me. No, not a hand, but it is probably the greatest treasure in all of the Wasteland. I'm about to play it on the radio for all of you. Pristine mint condition. I've never heard it, but I hope everyone in the Wasteland likes it.